Interesting story in the Idaho Statesman. Punishing women with the death penalty would cut abortions, Idaho candidate says. Come again? Punishing women with the death penalty would cut abortions. So this guy is Republican Lieutenant Governor candidate Bob Nonini. That's an awesome name. But thankfully, he backpedaled a day later. He said, quote, "I strongly support the overturning of Roe versus Wade. That would allow states like Idaho to recriminalize abortion as a deterrent. However, it is my understanding that in the history of the United States, long before Roe was foisted upon this country, no woman has ever been prosecuted for undergoing abortion. That is for practical reasons as well as for reasons of compassion. Prosecutions have always been focused on the abortionist. There's no way a woman would go to jail, let alone face the death penalty. The statute alone, the threat of prosecution, would dramatically reduce abortion. That is my goal." Huh? So, okay, this actually happened with Trump a little bit too. Trump didn't call for the death penalty for women who get abortion, but he said there should be punishment for women who get abortion on the campaign trail. And then there was backlash over that, and then he, flip-flopped on that like 32 times. And he went from saying the women should be punished to, oh, okay, yeah, historically the women are never punished, but we should punish the people who perform the abortions. So that's what's happening with this guy, except it's a more extreme version of it. He doesn't know, how laws would work and even how pro-life laws, anti-abortion laws would work. So he's just like, I don't know, we cut abortions, kill the broads who have one. That's what I think we should do. So in order to prove killing is wrong, because you think abortions are killings, but in order to prove killing is wrong, you want to kill women who get them. That makes no sense. But then when everybody was like, you fucking idiot, that's not a thing. You don't punish the woman. If anything, you punish the abortion provider. What are you doing? Why did you say that? You're so stupid. That's when he came out with the backpedaling response. But to me, he didn't even clarify that well. Like, it sounds to me like what he's saying in the response is, well, we need to have the threat of something against the women so that they don't get the abortions. So then what? Are you in favor of having the death penalty for abortions on the books, but just not enforcing it? Or are you in favor of a different punishment for women that's a lighter punishment for women if they get an abortion? Or are you in favor of the death penalty? To me, it sounds almost like he's saying, okay, I was extreme by saying the women should get the death penalty, but obviously the abortion provider, the person who does the abortion, they should get the death penalty. Right? So listen, man, this is an issue. I've spoken about this issue before, and my general take is very moderate. I agree with Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade made it so that up to a certain point, it is the right of the woman to make her own decision with her own body and what she's going to do. But then once you hit the point of viability, fetal viability, well, then abortion is something that can be regulated in the respective states. So if some states want to be a little tougher once you hit that point of viability, that's fine. If some states are still more lenient once you hit that point of viability, that's fine. But it's a very moderate approach where you say up to a certain point, it's a right of the woman, and then after this point, viability, then you can regulate it, and, then it's a reasonable discussion to be had once you get the point of viability. But here's my main argument on this front. We're not having a reasonable conversation. This idiot's just like, it's all murder and fucking kill the women. Yeah, kill them for, we don't kill the women? Maybe kill the abortion provider then. What? This is just a draconian, old school, stupid belief system. And by the way, even if we set up his ideal system, apart from being inherently immoral, which I think it is, it also wouldn't work. Because there are countries that have banned abortions. And guess what? In the countries that have banned abortions, they just are pushed underground, they go to the black market, and they're unsafe. So you need to, again, this is one of those issues where if you're on the right and you are against abortion, and you want to limit them as much as humanly possible, well then your response should be, that's why we're going to have family planning clinics, that's why we're going to do sex education, that's why we're going to promote condom usage and give out condoms, that's why we're going to educate about the pill and give women the option of the pill. So if you're in favor of a left-wing approach across the board, you will 100% limit the number of abortions and unwanted pregnancies. So that's the point, but these guys are not interested in those reasonable conversations. They just want to scream and moralize and judge, even when that doesn't make sense.